Hello again, this is BGFH, and I am back for another Stanley Parable video, and I know it's getting ridiculous. I really kind of, wish I wouldn't have gone through and done that kind of whole end review, the review and my little wrap-up video there on one of the endings, but I don't really want to re-record that video either because I don't really, I want that video with that particular ending, those endings and stuff that was in there, I want that to be fresh because I hadn't experienced them at that point. So we're just going to run with it here. And I was actually going through and just checking out a couple things on the videos that I was thinking about. And I found something potentially, a couple of paths that I don't think we've tried, and I don't know if it will make any difference or not, but if it does, I will be recording it live again.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay. Skip the old intro. And it's actually partway through the choice where...
All his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So we're going to trek right through here again, because it seems pretty normal. But it's actually in the part where we jump off of the lift onto that platform and we go through that weird whole bunch of those game endings.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was
We're going to
not
go to the right.
way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
And since I just started the game fresh again, we're probably just going to get the same first. I think we've pretty much heard all of the things for this room.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all.
Yep.
Just to spend a few moments here in this
Funny, but yeah, we've heard them, so we'll just
Stanley
continue.
took the first open door on his left.
No, he didn't.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. You know what I almost have to do? I jumped off the platform there from the lift, but I didn't jump from here.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Okay, I didn't know if it would make a difference, like... Whoa, wait, what? Hello.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Dang, man, look at all those memos. Holy crap. I remember Jawbreaker telling me about he had an experience like...
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
He had an experience like this one time too, and I'm like, I haven't ran into that yet, but yeah, okay. I see what he was talking about. Not flyers, memos everywhere. Holy crap. Yeah, okay. Like I said, I've said it a number of times already, but just every time I think I've seen it all, there's just so much to this game. And the more I play it, the more I absolutely highly recommend it. So, if nothing else, like even if you like watch this Let's Play series and you've kind of seen all of it through my videos, if you want to go back to it later or something again, or just want to support the creative work of this developer, please buy it, because I really, like I said in other videos, that I'm really liking these narrative-driven games where I'm not having to constantly save the world or shoot things.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We're going to go to the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous gorgeous room.
Yep, we've heard
Thank
that.
goodness Stanley had, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Now, hopefully I can jump off properly and not plunge to my death.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, on to the lift.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
Let it go
here.
up a little bit
I'm not sure.
higher.
Really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing.
Whee! There we go.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why?
Kinda.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Nope, I went through the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Nope, I like blue. I like blue.
I still don't think we're communicating.
I love it. I didn't point this out
Stanley
last time,
walked
but
through the red door.
so if you weren't able to see really well, I love it. They've got this big, the red door is the only one in front of you. You got this big glowy red arrow pointing to the door, and you actually have to make an effort to fully turn around to go to the blue door this time.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here.
So we're going to have to go through a little bit
because you were never supposed to
of
be
this
here in the
talk
first
here
place.
first, but there are
Broken
two
room,
things
exposed
that I
and
want to
pretentious.
try.
Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth
There's
ruining
a
the entire
door,
story I'd written
there's a
out
couple doors,
specifically for you?
door choices that I
don't think
can
I'd put
try,
enough time into that.
and
I did.
where we
In the
left
end,
off in
it was all
Minecraft,
for
there was
nothing,
actually kind of like a
because
big
this is
pit
what you
kind of
want
thing, and I
to
wonder if I get to
Help
that
me,
before
Stanley.
he...
Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
I love it.
Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This
So,
already feels leaps ahead of where we were before.
this is what I wanted to see, because before, I always went through this door just to see what was new. But now that we're given the third choice, what happens if I go down, let's say, the correct path, the original correct path, or the old wrong path? Oh. Dude, what?
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited
okay.
from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
So let's try a higher number this time. I remember he got mad at me when I chose 3.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Okay, so we still get the leaderboards. We still get our choices. Now, I'm not going to go through this again. I'm just going to go through and we'll see what the next one is. Wait.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Let's say 1.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and
No.
now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me
Now
boot
we
it
get
up.
to the baby one. Okay, so that really doesn't... The choices really don't matter.
Goes left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the
Fire.
And if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game. All about
It's
the
actually...
desperation and tedium of
It's not even a polygon. It looks like it's just a sprite.
I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the The message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Okay, that is the most obnoxious sound. Just that brrr. Oh, into the...
Heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Yes.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the
Yes.
pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Back to Minecraft. Yes.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you.
I really got to
From
get back
now
into
on, I will
Minecraft
only
again.
create to
Work on my
fulfill a
city.
greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy.
Oh, I love
But
it.
you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Sure. Well, you know, there you go.
And isn't it perfect?
Can't
It
interact
could
with the
only be
door
better
either.
if- Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Alright, let's book it and see how far down we can go.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Nope. Just cruising down as far as we can go.
No. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind.
Here's
I'm
where
looking
I
for
stopped
something more
before.
narrow and
We... Oh my.
something that makes you feel
Let's see how far-
utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all.
Okay, go as far as we can go.
Even the diamonds couldn't save this one.
Oh
Okay,
man,
good game.
I can't go any further. Okay. Dang. Alright.
Yes, I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out.
Pick up the radio.
Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Okay, I'm gonna take the radio and see if I can use it on the Switch instead of...
Oh, it's a
Nope, not heavy enough.
critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Do. Come on. You gonna let me pick it up again? There you go. Okay.
Genius.
Come here, you.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience.
Whee! Okay, we're gonna jump down here again. and go through this crazy area here. Like I said, I think this is from the old version of the game, which I really may just have to find and play on the channel at some point. Probably not right away, at least give you guys a break, because there's been a lot of these videos for this current Let's Play, but yeah, when I want to check it out again, we'll just kind of see where the roots of this game originally came from. I'm pretty curious, I know. Just go down a random corridor here, and they probably all link up in the same place somehow. Heck, I have no clue. I wonder if they just time it down here, or if you have to get to a certain path and then he'll glitch you out of it or pull you out. See, there's that room. I'm not going to go in there yet. Yep, it's just a certain timed thing.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Okay, it's just still dark. And loading. And we'll probably just end up right back. Alright.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. No matter how hard Stanley looked,
that was a new line.
He couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay, I'm going to go up to where the boss's office was, just because I want to see if there's any other little subtle things that we may have missed. And I think like I said, I always keep feeling like we've exhausted all the possibilities. But there's one other thing when I was watching.
Not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
So, I kind of want to go up to the boss's office just to see if any of those doors up there are open. But what I really want to do... Well, yeah, actually it is up here. Never mind. Never mind. I was thinking that I had to go down, but no, it is actually up. There's one thing in the museum. When I watched, like I said, one of the other earlier videos, I was kind of looking through the museum video because I wanted to see what other, like, items and artifacts and different things were in the world. And there's still a few things that I don't think that I've found.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was
what is it, 2845? 2845.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret
it won't let me do it until
from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Okay, I wondered if that would actually happen. I wonder, like, if I knew the code already, I happened to remember it, and I wondered what would happen.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay. So, yeah, I was wondering what would happen if I actually entered the pin without the narrator actually telling me. And it paid off. That's pretty good.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
So what we're gonna do here is we're going to not go through the mind control area. We're gonna go through the museum again.
Ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh, you know, and then I just go almost barrel right through it.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Keep going.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Okay, let's go back through and just see if he'll make fun of me. Or if he'll compliment me.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Okay.
Nope, still on board with death.
Okay. Then we go back out again, like I can't decide. I just gotta screw with him a little more. Alright. Nice touch. All these little subtle things, they add up a lot into the atmosphere of this game. Continuing down.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
It's a long walk back, but I kind of want to see after each prompt. If we get any new dialogue. Sorry for the long trick, but gotta find out. Nope. Alright. That's all the acknowledgement we get, but it was still pretty good. So we'll head down, we'll fall. And I really wish, like, I didn't find an ending. Like, where the game would actually reset to Stanley's office. I never found that in the museum ending before. So I'm going to try to see if I can't figure out more to it, because I'm really still unclear, maybe I'm supposed to be, but where this other lady narrator came from, or that's going to be coming up here in a minute. Loading. I still can't believe he lives through that fall. It's like super, super high up. He should be dead already.
To his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Yeah, farewell indeed. And it stopped.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Wee. Okay, down there we got those boxes. I remember that. The Stanley
And yet it
Parable.
would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
It's a mighty good question. Can I wonder... Okay, I can't go too far to the left or the right. Just trying to break the game in any way I can find. I can go quite a bit this way. I can't see diddly over there. Alrighty, to the museum door it is. So let's take one more look at this museum here.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you
Doors,
see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead
paintings or
from the moment he
pictures.
hit start?
Those. Just gonna do a quick run through here. Ding. No solitaire for you. Kind of just want to look. We're just gonna go basically clockwise, I think, and see. Copy machine. Okay. I just want to see this bike thing. The bike. I have no idea. I don't remember seeing that anywhere. These pictures. I don't know where that is, so it's entirely possible that there's still more that I have not found, which is pretty crazy, and it's probably pretty obscure or something that I'm just something really simple that I'm overlooking at this point, but I feel like I've gone through this game quite a bit. Okay, here's where that really bad text was. Those emails, really poor contrast. So we're just going to leave that room. And before I go that way, I'm going to go up these stairs. Okay, offices. Oh, you know what? Did I not go? Well, now let's go this way first. Because maybe I didn't go... I think when I played before, I went right back down these stairs, and I don't think I went all the way over there. But before I go up there, since I think it might be something new, I could be completely wrong. But I want to make sure that I find everything. Okay, so there's our phone, there's our timer that I found. We're good there. Seen that. Projector. Got that. Okay. Up and down there. Okay. I've seen those. Oh, how in the hell did I overlook that before? I guess I just didn't go that well. Okay, so that's the place I did not go when I went through this the first time. So now I don't feel quite as stupid. But now here's the thing. I've never seen these. The red, these different switches here. Let's see, what do we got? Zending levers. Huh. Whoa. Originally part of the I don't know if these are no longer in the game. Huh. Because I don't, like I said, I don't remember seeing the bike, and I remember seeing that in a in the trailer. I watched the Steam trailers. And they had a pretty good joke with the bike in there, but yeah, I don't recall. That is the one thing that's kind of nagging me right now. Okay, so there's where the narrator outtakes are. Well, let's keep going this way.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Ooh. On or off. Okay, I click that.
Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Oh. Okay. Huh. Let's go into a new game, I guess.
This is the story.
Okay, we're in our office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, let's keep booking along. So I didn't hit escape because I didn't know if that would really do anything.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the
We're
door
just gonna
on his
book
left.
it and see for one more ending here. And then I feel pretty good
Yet there
about
was not a single person here
wrapping this
either.
video up.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley
Yay.
decided to go up to his... Oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright. Can we get in all these rooms now? Yep. Got in there. So we can probably get over by the elevator too now, because if I remember right, yep. When I was able to get in that room, I was also able to get in here. And I really wish I knew, like, I really don't think this elevator does take us anywhere. But I have to try it one more time, since we're actually able to get in. Elevator music. Gotta love it. Okay. No, it's just an elevator to nowhere, apparently.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
I haven't heard that before. Oh, nice. I don't even think I had to do it. I wasn't really paying attention back there, but I wonder if he actually opened that on his own. Okay. Now that I know where the exit to the museum is, we'll see if I get some extra commentary from that lady narrator. If I do actually quit before I get completely murdered. I wondered why I didn't get murdered before when I fell down the first time.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yep, I'm going to confront it, but I'm going to try to see if I can avoid it. And somehow survive this ginormous drop, yet again. Thud. Okay, we'll let him fall.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched
So, I apologize if this is, just a lot of repeats and, if you guys are kind of bored with it, but I figured, like I said, I'm trying out all these little variables that I think of because I can't help but think,
perhaps his death was of no great loss.
I've just been thinking about this game the last couple of days while I've been, playing it and in between play sessions. So, I just keep thinking of little things that I want to try just to see if I can get the story to change some. And stop.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly.
Okay, yeah,
into
this
the
makes more
enormous
sense
metal
now.
jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Down here, to the left. So yeah, like I said, I just, since we're doing such a, almost like a completionist thing here, I figured that...
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Like I said, since we're going through and I'm doing all this, pretty well completionist playthrough, I figured any little subtleties, like if you don't want to watch this later video, I totally get that, but just giving you the opportunity to see all these little things that I may have missed the first time around. There's been a couple little things in here that have been surprisingly different than I would have thought, but like I said, especially in the one that I did earlier this morning where we found that other completely different ending that I wasn't expecting, that was pretty cool.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
On or off. So that is one of those kind of switches, although they're not colored the way they were in that other room. But now let's see what her instructions are.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Press quit, I think.
You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit.
Okay. Alright, I did that before I died, so I wonder if it'll actually acknowledge.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427, and he pushed buttons.
I'm guessing we're going to get the whole
Orders
same
came
intro
to him
here,
through a
but
monitor on his desk.
since we did this
Stanley
weird little
authorized
meta
orders.
thing of like
How
trying
long
to
push them?
stop the actual game, I figured I'd let it
This
play
is what
through.
employee 427 did
See if the lady
every
chimed in
day,
at all.
every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. Are we going to get any acknowledgement? Usually we get something where he's like, he can't find any of his workers anywhere. Nothing there I can do.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace, its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker.
And with that, I think that'll do it. I think I've, again, found all of the little options and subpaths and things I could try just to find, I found a few differences here and there. I found a few different things I hadn't seen before. A lot of repetition or a lot of things I have seen, but, again, just getting to see some of these other little subtle changes. So, hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time, I will talk to you guys again later.